This is the Pete and Sebastian Show with Pete Correale and Sebastian Maniscalco.
Pete and Sebastian Show is back. How you doing, Sebastian Maniscalco? It feels like it's been a while. How you doing, man?
It's been a while. Damn right. We had a rerun, J.J. Watt rerun. People seem to like it. Let me get the air conditioning on here because it's 77 degrees and
Saw him
full sweat.
77. Saw him working out on a video the other day. He just relentless. What does he do? Go away for like 1 week, lay by a beach, take photos of the food, and then go home and lift buildings? The discipline, man.
Oh, it's a discipline. Yeah, he was actually at the F1. I don't know if you saw him at F1 in Miami changing out tires in the pit stop.
No,
did you see that?
Really? No, I did not.
Yeah, they had a bunch of NFL guys in the pit changing out tires and whatnot. I guess doing some cross promotion with F1. Wow. So yeah, that's that, man. My head's all over the map. What do you got? I got nothing to start right now. I gotta like ease into this. I know you got some topics.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's just ease into it. I know we don't normally do current events, but this one, it's been sticking out. Did you see in the news a couple days ago? It is tragic. Some guy tried to jump off a cliff. Did you see that with his wife and kids watching?
No.
All right. It's all over video, right? There's some cliff in like one of these exotic places where there's a 100-foot cliff and people jump off it. Sometimes daredevils jump off it, but you got to jump far out, all right? Now, some rocks. He rents a boat. He's like 31. He used to be a pro soccer player. And this guy's fit, and his 2 kids in the boat. They're young. Jumps halfway down, hits the rocks, screaming, dies. Okay?
Hold on. Let me stop you. Is he doing this to commit suicide, or is he doing this for daredevil?
Suicide? He rented a boat. He's got his wife and kids with him. Watch daddy jump off a cliff. I'm like, guy, go to a water park. What the fuck?
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, suicide, nothing. They're all watching. The wife is filming. She starts screaming.
Wait, do you see it? Do you see it on the video? The guy hit the...
Yes, you see it. He bounces off the rock.
God.
Then they say, then when he landed in the water, they say the rock didn't even kill him. He ended up drowning because he's unconscious in the water. You don't have the boat closer? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if my wife was jumping off a cliff, I'd be just out of jumping distance. They were too far. So anyway, the whole thing. And by the way, my other problem with it, too, is she screams when he hits the rock. But right before he does it, there's no... holy shit, what is he doing? This is fucking crazy. Just none of that. There's none of that on the video. Right?
You know, that should have been done before he even got on the cliff. Like, what do you mean you're gonna jump? Listen, these types of things, these daredevil things that people do, all right? That ends when you have a family. All right?
I would think so, right? So the bigger question I have for you out of that, because this kind of stuff happens. Say he's like a real good friend of yours, and you got like a big trip planned for Italy. You've been working a long time. You finally got a gap, and he does this like 2 days before you go to Italy. I ain't got you. You come on, a cliff guy. I'm sorry that happened, but you're getting a card. Your wife's getting a card, guy, from Rome. From Rome. I'm not even mailing that shit till I get there, so you can't try and talk me out of it. I mean, come on, bro. I cancel everything. I cancel everything, guy. Cliff? I'm gone. You don't get your airline money back. I never do the click this circle for airline protection. Who clicks that shit?
Yeah, no, I never get the travel insurance. Yeah, right. I feel when you book a trip,
yeah,
it's got to be catastrophic for you to cancel that thing, right?
Oh yeah, family of 4 to Europe for 2 weeks, and you jumped in a pair of Nikes. Come on, yeah.
Oh man!
I don't even know if I had local plans that weekend if I'd go. I mean, I might not go out of protest. You know what I'm saying? You can't. And then was sad. That's weird too, right? It's because when someone dies, usually go, what a tragedy or something. Like, what do you say at that wake?
So wait a minute. So wait a minute. You're saying you're attaching how the person died to whether or not it's like going, like, regardless of your relationship to that person.
Bro, I think I am. As I get older, my time gets more valuable. You know that. I was a guest at your house. The very next cast, you told me you guessed it out. So but my point is, bro, time is valuable. So I think moving forward, whether or not I go to a close friend or relative's wake or funeral is directly correlated to how they die, Most people I roll with, I'll be there. But, you go ziplining in Mexico in an unlicensed place and the cable breaks, again, card.
Oh no, that's a way to go though. I mean, jumping off a cliff with your kids watching.
Oh
man, how old were the kids? Do we know?
They were like young enough that they might not even remember. I think they were like 2 and 4 or something like that.
Oh yeah, bro, I'm so cautious with anything. When Lana does a handstand, I tell her, get down. Like. All right?
I hear you. Dude, Jackie was coming down the stairs 2 days ago and her sock slipped on the carpet and she caught herself and almost caught her spine. Can you imagine, God, something happens? Now I got to make dinner for everybody. Oh, yeah. I would just, I'm like, I got to go to a club this weekend. You got this, right? With the new ramp? Is that an edit? That might be an edit. That might be an edit. I'm just saying.
Got to keep it in. Got to keep it
all
in.
All right. This is why you go, we get a new producer and we can put the shows up right when they're done. No, a half hour after they're done, because I got to call the producer going, all right, you got to take this out. You got to take this out. Don't worry about what Sebastian says. He don't listen back. Take this out.
Oh, God.
So, but I'm with you, man. Yeah, man. I know tragedy happens and we can't prevent that, but I worry about it and try to as well. No cartwheels. What are you doing? Come on.
Listen, when you get married, you have kids, you minimize your chances of getting killed. Yeah. That's the way I'm looking at this, man. I had kids. I got rid of my Vespa. I ain't flipping around on a Vespa with 2 kids at home. Come home and I come home headless. Forget it.
See, now that's interesting. And you know how I feel about you, bro. We're tight, but get hit on Sunset Boulevard on a Vespa. I might not be. That might be card. That might be a card.
That's why I got rid of it.
I've been thinking about getting a couple of them to buzz around town. They look like fun, but I saw somebody recently on a highway by us where it goes up to 55, and they didn't have the smile that someone has when they're on a road where you do 30. They were more like, where's the next off ramp? So it depends where you are on those, right? LA's got to be kind of scary on a scooter.
It's scary, and you're right. You get past 40 on a Vespa, that smile quickly becomes fear.
Yeah.
All right? Because one little door opens. I had a little mishap where I had to somebody popped out and I had to turn. Man, that's a scary. You ever almost fall off a bike?
Yeah.
You ever on a bike and you go, oh,
yeah.
Something about losing your balance on a bicycle is one of the most scariest thing I think you could ever do.
That adrenaline you get, it's like a weird, you know where I get that from lately too now, and I don't know if it's an older thing. Like if I'm someplace and I turn, and usually it's my glass or something in it, when knock it and I almost drop it, and I catch it.
Oh, yeah.
When I catch it, I'm very nervous. It's like, fuck, and I'm like, what am I so nervous? It's a fucking cup of coffee. What do I give a shit if it fell anyway, right? It's crazy. But the bike thing, yeah, man. And that one thing like that on a Vespa, and that would make me put it away, I think.
Yeah, it's done, bro. It's done.
But on the flip side, you can't be, pussy dad, right? You got to show some brave, something, no?
Well, I gotta tell you, I'm right there. I'm on a fine line right now with being a pussy as a father.
Yeah, really? You think so?
I got to get these legs fixed, and then I could start being more of a man. I was talking to a dad at the school, and he was like, he's saying these kids nowadays are soft. So he's got his son in football, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, you got to do something with them. You got to put them in football. You got to put them in like karate or something, because at school they ain't learning this stuff, right?
Right.
It's soft at school.
Big time.
So he's got his kid in football outside of school, and then when they play football recreationally at school, the people are telling him, your kid's rough, and he's like, it's football. What the hell do you want him to do?
By the way, you call any dad and tell them that their son is rough? That's like, I would go, oh, thank you for calling to tell me that. That's a compliment.
I'm doing my job.
That's it, man. You should thank me. So keep those men room open. We got someone's going to need one growing up. I'm just saying, man.
So what I started doing with Caruso now, we're wrestling now. I'm giving him I'm pawing at him, right? A little slap in the head, slap on the legs. Then I said, "Oh, don't tackle me." He runs and tackles me. We're getting aggressive.
Yeah,
trying to build his. And as soon as he turns 4, I'm putting him in jiu-jitsu. I want to get this kid grappling on the floor.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely, man. I've had Sadie in karate for 2 years now with the belts, but that wrestling with you. God, growing up, there was like a 7 or 8 year period I remember as a kid where we wrestled a lot with my dad. When he would do it, it was like the funniest thing. We yell out, "Dad's wrestling!" It's like such a ball when you're a kid, man. Right? And every day when you got your techniques, you let him knock you down. He thinks you're winning, right? That whole fun shit.
You know what was great? With my father, we played football in the living room, and he would come home from 12 hours of work, right?
Yeah.
And I bought him knee pads, and he put the knee. Did I tell you this?
No.
He put the knee pads on. He'd get on the floor, and I would run and try to make a touchdown and try to get past him.
Yeah.
And then he'd tackle me, and then I go, "Dad, let's do it in slow motion." And then I would do it in slow motion and everything. Now, I scored a touchdown, right? And I go, "Dad, you couldn't tackle me. You tried, but I escaped." And I think my dad took offense to it. Right. Did your dad, when you were wrestling him, ever show his true power? And you're like, wow. You're like,
yeah. Well, he had a move, but yeah, he would
What was the move?
Well, he would pretend he would be dead, and we'd get on him and give him noogies and all this stuff, and then you do something, and all of a sudden he just grab one of his finger, and you'd be like, a foot or something, like, "He's got me!" And and then he just pull you in, and you're like, "Dude, fuck this guy." And the other one was, and he's just a regular guy. He wasn't like a strong guy. We had a little attic, and he would take turns and take us and hold us over his head and let us look around in the attic. And when I look up there, all I've been thinking is, this guy is so fucking strong. He's doing a 360 twist with me so I can see all the... Meanwhile, I weighed about 40 pounds back then. I think he had a lock cigarette hanging out of his mouth when he was doing it. So what did this Sicilian psycho do? He laid you flat on your back just to remind you who was boss? Your dad is the great Santini. You got to see the movie, bro.
Man, he gave me a forearm shiver the next play. I was stunned.
That's it. He's just letting you, just a little reminder, we're playing, right? But it's not crazy, though. You don't even think about it until now, until you're an adult, that the guy was banging out haircuts for 12 hours, right? And then he comes home and he's doing this. It's crazy, man, what we do as parents, what we expect.
And on top of that, while I was doing it with him, I thought he loved to do this. Like, I thought, oh, my dad's can't wait to come home and play football, right?
Well, that's a sign of a good dad right there.
I found out later that he couldn't stand it. He's like, motherfucker, on my knees.
That's so funny, bro. Sometimes, like, I'll do some game with Sadie. When she was younger, she's like this game Gold Hold where we would like lay down the dolls and one of them would run. It was a dumb kiddie game. But like, I distinctly remember one time Jackie being like, you got to come in and have lunch. And she turns around and she goes, Dad, I can't play. I got to have lunch. And I'm like, bummer, you know. And as she's going in, I light up a one hit in the garage and go beat it. As long as they think you love it, that's it. No one's expecting you to love that shit.
Oh my God.
So, I wanted to ask you something about your pop with I can't remember, but with grown. But also, not only was it making you, tackling you, but didn't you feel like? I'll give you an example, and then you tell me yours. I remember I loved the Celtics growing up. Larry Bird was my guy. I loved the Celtics. And one year they lost. I'm watching on TV with my dad. They lost Game 7, and I cried. And my dad turned the TV off. He's like, "You're crying over a basketball game that you're not even in? And even if you were in it, you don't cry then. You don't cry over sports. You're not even playing it. It's a game. They're not even crying." And again, different time, right? Now, what do you get? A little pat on the back. You need a cookie. I don't know what you get. I don't know what you get now. But it was teaching me about what it means mentally to be tough, right?
That's it. That's it, man. Those lessons are few and far between nowadays.
Well, you were a latchkey kid by like 6.
Latchkey? I was paying the mortgage at 10.
Oh, shit. You got charged rent based on the square footage of your bedroom, right?
Hey, my parents charged me rent when I came back from college. I was paying $325 a month.
I paid rent too when I came home, and I chipped in, and I had to do my own laundry. But you know what? Like you, I'm sure, I couldn't wait to get out of there as much as they couldn't wait for me to get out of there. You know, these kids come home and nestle in. No, you liked it?
No, I thought that I liked it. I got along with my parents so good, and you know, it's not like they were strict on me or nothing like that. I wasn't like one of these, like, when I turn 18, I'm out of here. I was like, when I turn 18, I'm going to college, and when I come back, I'm staying for a bit.
See, again, that goes back to the classic episode in, I don't know, season 4 of the cast, where you laid your head on mommy's shoulders, on mommy's lap in front of Lana. Oh, God, that was so hilarious to me. So that's it. You're ready to come home and just nestle. How long did you stay home when you moved back home? I had a good relationship with my parents. I just didn't want them around. I didn't want to hang out with them in the house.
I came home at 22 years. 24 I left.
That's right on. You were right on the cusp of people starting to talk about you.
Bro, I got friends of mine didn't leave the house till they were 31 years old, and
we're talking about them. That's what I'm saying. And what?
And when they left the house, they still came back every week with their laundry and had their mother do the laundry.
Oh, my God.
Man.
But you know what's weird, though? Then you see Goodfellas and Pesci goes home for a nice meal and stuff. I'm like, it's cool when he does it, right? Oh, he don't live there. But I tell you, I've had a couple friends I know have done this one, man, where you stay home so long that the parents get so old that now they're glad that you're there. So it kind of it flips on it, you know, and then they die, and then when they die, and your brother and sister come along and go, okay, let's sell it and split it, and you're like, I've been living here, and then the brother and sister go, it's not our problem. You're a loser. That doesn't give you a free house. You get a house for being a loser. You get 1/3 of a house for being a loser.
I never understand this concept, right?
Right.
Because we got a lot of houses in our neighborhood where the parents die,
Yeah.
and then the kid moves in for 30 years, right?
Yeah.
Like the house has been in the family for 78 years, right?
Yeah.
Now, my question was that kid living there when they died, or was he living in like a studio? The parents died and then he moved into, because all these houses, they stay the same.
Right.
They don't keep it up. You know, it's like the house, the best it's ever looked is the day they died. Then after that, the grass ain't cut.
That's it.
Gutters falling off the fucking thing. I don't know, man.
You got to figure. You have 3 kids. Most people go 2 for 3, right? As far as successes. So you got the one that didn't do nothing. They usually, the other move too is when the parent starts not to do well, though, sometimes one of them will move back to the area to help out. Well, that's you're anchoring 1 foot in the door already. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this: when it's like when it's a 3-kid household and the parents need help with day-to-day life, who goes and helps? The least successful one?
Well, hopefully, there's a daughter. Daughters usually is where the mom or dad want to be. But if there's not a daughter, or if there's like multiple daughters, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to pigeonhole, but you see all the different stories. It's usually the one with not a whole lot going on that says, I'll come home. And then they make a big deal out of it, like, oh, okay, we're all going to pretend that you didn't work at Dunn Tires. We're going to pretend that wasn't what you were doing.
But here's my problem with sending the least successful kid in the family back to take care of the parents.
Right.
If they couldn't get a job or do anything with their life, how the hell are they going to take care of the parents?
They're really not there to take care of the parents. They're there to get anchored in for when the parent makes the transition to the other side of life, meaning the non-life side. They're right there to slide right in and go, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of, you know how that goes, man. I mean, I don't know. There's a new thing now I saw a commercial for, which really looks like a great program. If you're a parent, single parent, your husband or wife died, and you want nursing, but you don't want it to be someone you don't know, you can pay one of your children a salary set up out of your money to do it for you. So it's home care, but it's with someone in your family, and the rest of the kids aren't mad because they see what the payment is and how it's going, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like a win-win for everybody, man, you know?
Wait a minute. So there's a salary attached to the kid taking care of his own parents? That's a slap in the face to your own parents. Your own parents raised you, right?
Right.
Free of charge. It's not like you paid them to take care of you, right? Yeah. Now, shoes on the other foot, and you go to your mother, hey, Ma, how much am I getting paid for this?
Wait, you got to do it this way. Do it this way, man. You're on your last leg, right? And you need help, and you go to your daughter, listen, or your son, I don't want someone I don't know wiping my ass. You gotta help me out here.
Yeah.
And your son goes, listen, I'm barely getting by working at the lot, whatever it is I'm doing, I can't stop. All right, listen, here's what we're gonna do. I got this new program. You tell me what you make. I'm gonna give you a little more than that each week. We're going to put you on salary. It's going to get wire transfer from my account to you. I'm hiring you. I'm hiring you as my nurse, and I'm paying you more than what the store you're working at now is paying you. So I don't know. I mean, it's the other problem too is when you have like 3 kids and like 2 of them are rich and one of them's not, and the parent dies, and the one who's not could, really use the cash. And then the other and the other 2 are like calling from fucking vacation on a yacht, going, yeah, just sell it, put it up. And the other one's like, well, I thought I'd live in it. What do you mean you're gonna live in it? You gonna live in mom and dad's house? The fuck is that? And it's like, guy, read between the lines. He's got no cash. He needs a roof over his head. Give him the fucking house.
Well, that's what causes a lot of conflict in families, right?
Yeah.
When the parents pass on, right? And they're gonna divvy up the inheritance or whatever the hell it is, and the kid on the low end of the line, because he didn't do anything with his life.
Right.
What he expects to get a lion's share of the inheritance.
That's what I'm saying. Even if he says,
it's like the government. Right?
Yeah.
No, you're gonna tax the shit out of the people making it, but the guy that didn't do nothing with his life, you're gonna give him a full-blown parachute.
Right. That's what. So let's say the 2 that don't need the house go, we want to sell it, and the one goes, well, I was gonna live in it. So then they go, all right, well, what's it worth? Pay us each 1/3. And then the guy or girl who's going to live in it's like, well, he knows they don't need the money. So let's say it's going to end up being 90 grand each. You don't really need the money. Maybe I don't need the money, but wouldn't it be weird if you just called me up and asked me for 90 grand out of the blue? And then they go, yeah, that'd be weird. Well, that's what you're fucking doing, guy.
You know what I say to that?
What?
90 grand is 90 grand. I need the money.
Right.
I don't care how much you got. Give it to me.
I mean, it's not like that. It's not like, okay, when mom and dad dies, whoever's doing the worst gets everything. My parents once said to me, after we had Sadie, I was having a few drinks with my mom and dad one night, and my Jackie wasn't with me. I was alone visiting for some reason. My mom's got a few in her, and she goes, I'm so glad you decided to have a child, because it was a time when we were talking about maybe not, and I was like, oh yeah, it's the greatest thing I ever did, Mom, blah, blah, blah. And she goes, there was a time your father and I discussed, we didn't end up doing it, but we discussed perhaps not giving you the same in inheritance as your brother and sister, because you didn't have kids. So, and I was like, you're going to punish me for not reproducing? Dude, I would have kept me from graveyard visits. That would have kept me from...
Well, here, I'll give you a scenario. Your brother got 2 kids?
3 boys.
3. Your sister's got
2.
Okay. Now, I don't know how the will's set up with your mother, right?
I know where you're going with this already.
But will there be one lump payment to each family, and then you decide how that gets allocated to your kids? Or is it one grandkid gets X amount, the other? So are they doing it by grandkids, or they're doing it by family? Because if they're doing by grandkids, then since you didn't have as many kids, the inheritance is lopsided to kid-heavy families.
Yeah, again, like the government getting penalized for not having a bunch of kids. Yeah, holy I think this is a 1/3 situation. So, in theory, Sadie will come out on top because she doesn't got a split hush yet. But I don't know. I guess TBD, guy. TBD.
TBD, bro. TBD is right. Shit.
That's an album. Man. It's a comedy album right there.
You know what it was? And again, it was, he gave us a topic This all started with a guy jumping off a cliff.
Oh shit!
Oh
that for a ride.
My God. What else? What else is on your current event list there? You got another current event?
Well, it's a question. I want to tell you a quick story and then ask you a question. But so the other day, I was doing some yard work. I don't talk much about my dog, little Cavapoo. Really dig this thing, but it's only like 20 pounds, 25 pounds, right? Duke. And the other day, he's on by the side of the house, and he's excuse me, poking with his head. And there's like a dirt area there, and I want to get dirty, and I'm yelling, Duke, get away, Duke. So he wouldn't, so I go over there, and he's rolling over with his nose. He chases him all the time, but he finally caught a little chipmunk. And I guess he caught it in his mouth and had it in his mouth too hard that now the thing is laying on its side, and it's breathing heavy. And he's hitting it with its nose like, come on, get up. Let me chase you again, And the thing's fucking dying. And I'm trying to do some yard work. It's like our first 70-degree day since last year. And I'm just having a nice morning. And now, I tried to ignore it, but dude kept trying to go back over to it. And then I'm looking at the thing up close, and it's like laying on its side, really huffing and puffing for air. And I'm like, I can't. I called Jackie, and she's out, and she's like, just, kill it. And I go, well, fucking how? And she's like, just suffocate it or something, And she used to do that, I told you, I think, with mice. When we catch them on a glue trap, she'd press the dull end of the blade under the mouse's neck till it's suffocated. So I go and I get this rake. I got this yard rake, and I go and I get the rake. It's not a metal one. It's like a one that you rake leaves with. And I press the rake part right on its neck. And with all my might, I'm pressing down with my wrists. And I see its feet kick up, and it takes like a last, like I swear to God, it's like, I see its little tongue, and I'm like, oh, that's the last gasp you take before you go. So I'm like, that's it, And then I pull the rake off, and he's not moving, and I'm like, oh God. And then all of a sudden, it's breathing again. I felt like Pesci in Goodfellas, like fucking thing won't die, right? And it's just ruining my day. And here's the crazy part. I already dug a hole for it in the back before I went to choke it out. So now it's doing a little huff puff. So I give it a little poke with its feet, and it gets up and starts to walk. And in my head, I'm like, bro, I got a grave dug for you. Literally dug for you, and now you're walking. This is a miracle. And then it went down again after like 3 feet. So I gave it 2 more pokes. And it couldn't move anymore, but it was just breathing heavy. I'm like, so I went and I got a shovel. I raked it onto the shovel, and like a pancake, I held it in between the shovel and the rake, walked it into the back, still breathing, dumped it in the hole, and quick put dirt on it and patted it down. I went in the garage and did my hobby a couple times, if you know what I'm saying, and just tried to shake that shit off. Bro, have you ever killed anything in your life of any significance?
Hold on, bro.
It was harrowing.
You buried this thing alive.
Fucking alive. It wouldn't go down. I'm like, at this point, you're better off with a mouthful of dirt than what I'm trying to do, guy. I'm about to go and get the goddamn, weed whacker.
God. No.
I couldn't. I looked at my dog differently the rest of the day. It like used to lick my face. I'm like, fucking animal, don't come near me with that rabies mouth.
Okay. Now, did the thing have puncture wounds in it? Like, did you see holes, or was it?
I saw a little hole up under here from like I said, the dog, when he goes for these things, he snaps, and he got it. Yeah. So do you think, after the fact, that this thing, even though he walked and then he fell down again, do you think he was on its way out, or if you would have left him there overnight, he would have popped up in the morning and just shook it off? This is he wouldn't have made it through the night. I have too many cats and shit that come. I mean, they get snakes and stuff all around my property. But I will say this: prior to the rake suffocation method, looking back now, considering he didn't even die after I did the rake, once I did the rake and he didn't die, it made me think, oh man, maybe he wasn't as close to dying as I thought he was. But now he is. Now he is.
I don't know. For some reason, I'm thinking the rake might have revived him. You know what I'm saying? Like, after the rake, he got back up and started walking. He wasn't walking prior to the rake. I'm thinking the rake might have gave him almost like a CPR. You know?
Might have been the wake-up call he needed, right? Like, I got to get moving again if I want to live. You're bringing up a good point. But I got to be honest, I thought about that in the moment when I was pancaking him, and I thought, and I really thought I would have to be a vet and have all my equipment in my home to save this thing right now. You know what I'm saying? But if I was a vet and I had like a little table, and he probably could have lived. But it was so weird. I put that dirt on so fast I couldn't even look. I mean, dude, I put a little dirt on him. He's
oh, bro, I don't even know why you're bothering. Why bother with the burial and the thing? Because just leave him there.
I couldn't leave him there because Duke, my dog, kept going back over to him, and then at one point we have a metal gate, so I just put the gate around it when I told you I was trying to ignore it. But man, you know, you're trying to do yard work and enjoy the day, and you know when there's something bleeding out 30 yards away by my air conditioner.
Bleeding out. Now you're gonna go do yard work, and you know the thing is underneath dirt trying to get air.
Oh,
I mean, what's worse?
I did a hard stomp on the dirt. I figured within a minute that was done. You know what I mean? So, and it's buried right where my dog is buried, my last dog. It's like become a little graveyard area. So, you know, I mean, but I'm not a hunter. I've come to that conclusion, and it made me wonder when that happened. I'm like, man, what have you ever killed beyond a bug? Anything?
No, I've never killed anything. You know, it'd be weird if you went back out there in the morning and there was a hole where the thing.
Fucking God. Bro, I would move.
I think that a Houdini. He got out of it.
Oh God. Oh my God.
Man.
I would be too afraid if it lived that it's like I don't care what you are. If something buries you and you live, your only goal the rest of your life is to get even with the thing that buried you, right? I mean, shit.
Oh man.
So.
Jesus. No, I've never killed anything. I mean, I had to bury a bird that we used to have, a parakeet, when he died, but I never had to kill like a large. I mean, we've had traps and whatnot around the house for mice and rats and shit.
Yeah.
But like to choke something out. No, I've never done that, man.
Man, it's just uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, it's terrible, man.
So I was before I forget, I sent you a thing I saw in the New York Post, and I'm sure there's tons of articles and stuff coming out about it. The movie. Cindy Adams was talking about the movie, not talking about, just saying that you have a new movie coming out with De Niro. And she had mentioned in the article, so go see it on Father's Day weekend. Is that correct?
No.
She wasn't correct.
No, I don't know where she got that information. No,
it was in the article.
Oh, I didn't even see it. No. It's not, no. There's no release date on it yet. We should have it in about 2 or 3 weeks. So yeah, we're still working on that. Man, I was gone for 10 days, man. I'm
10 days on the road doing stand up.
Yeah, I did 3 private events. I did a corporate event for Chevrolet.
Yeah,
it was one of the hardest sets I've ever had. You ever in those sets where you're like, wow, this ain't, you're like. Yeah, it's the way I relate it to is like, you're like, all right, I got a great hook. This is gonna get him right to the body, and you give it your best shot, and you go, they didn't laugh at that.
I had a corporate gig last week. I don't do too many of them. It was like a noon one, and it's saying, you know what though? Don't you find this? And obviously on a gazillionth more scale with the shows you're doing is, but when you start to have an audience. And then I go to do a corporate gig, and okay, so a lot of these people don't know me. I find a lot of my stuff is based on, well, you know me. So when I go into this bit, you know me and what I'm like, and they don't. So, so yeah, it gets, but yeah, I know those, yeah, man. Gee. But
yeah, it was tough. It was tough, but I was calling them out on it and whatnot and navigating through it. Then I had, what?
Is that
you
okay?
call them out?
That makes me feel so comfortable because that's what I did too, man. I would do jokes like, if it's any work to you, there's only like 20 more minutes to go, folks. We got to like joking around, like trying to, but does that paint the light? I mean, I'm joking, but does that make them think that you really aren't doing good? Or do they realize you're playing into the whole thing?
Well, the way I looked at it, the line I used, I go, guys, just so you know, this is called dying.
That would make me laugh my fucking asshole. But so, what's weird though, there's probably a ton of people, because, just the way they are, thinking, oh, I'm having a wonderful time. I wonder why you would say that. Because you're not laughing. Yeah.
Oh, God. But I had some severe anxiety over the last 10 days because another one of the gigs I was doing, it was for a 60th birthday party. Right? Now, I've never done a birthday party.
Right.
This guy had 170 people there. And I was like, shit, high net worth individuals, they got money. So you never know how comedy's going to work in these types of environments. That went surprisingly well. I was actually surprised. Then I had another one. What the hell did I have? And then I had another corporate, which was fine. But the thing our school had a fundraiser, and I was the entertainment for the big gala in front of the entire school, the administration, parents, the whole thing.
Kids or no kids?
No kids.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, but in this day and age, you do comedy in front of like your kid's school, and you say something like that someone don't like, my kid's education is on the line. Right?
Yeah, right.
So,
yeah, that's true. Because you could be like, if I don't like an adult, then by proxy, the kid's not like number one on my list either.
Yeah, no, the whole family dies.
Oh, how'd it go? I'm sure it went great though, man.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I did it for multiple reasons. We're the first year family, so I figured, Lana was on the decor committee, so she, got the flowers and kind of decorated. It was at the Beverly Hills Hilton, the banquet hall or the banquet room.
Wow.
And
that's awesome.
and then they had and then I donated an experience, 2 tickets to Las Vegas, a round trip airfare, and that was kind of like an auction item. And then I figured I'll perform. This is the way I'll give to the school. And the reason I did it is because I'm not Mr. like social at the school. Like when I do the drop off, I'm not like, hey, how you doing? I'm not like really like engaging.
Yeah.
So I figure, what better way to introduce myself to the entire school at once?
Right?
It saves me 800 conversations throughout the year, right?
So moving forward, you don't got to get out of the car and shake a hand to say hello because I did an hour. Come on, what are we, best friends? Maybe you get another hour next year. Play it by ear, right? Let's not get crazy.
Oh shit! No, but it was good. It was a great experience. And then afterwards, you just inherently meet people because they come up to you and they a nice show, and then it's a little bit more of an easier lead in than who's your kid? It's a little bit more of a digestible experience when I just did 25 minutes. where I'm coming from right off the bat. You know me now.
Yeah.
So it was fun. We had a good time.
Do you see yourself maybe doing it every year? It's only 25.
Well, it's funny because they were like, we're so glad that we have, an MC now. They kind of implied that
tonight now, or now like for the next 5 years now.
For the next 10 years, I'm going to be running this thing, right? So, but I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I thought it was fun. Good group of people. Lon and I had a blast. So it was a good night out, especially after a 10-day run. I was in Orlando, Miami, New York. By the way, bro, I just gotta tell you, I don't know if it's age or what the hell it is, but when I lay out in the sun, and I know we touched on this before, I laid out, right, and I didn't lay all the way back. I kind of laid like sitting, like my legs were out and my torso was sitting. Mm-hmm. I was out there for about an hour and a half. I came in, I looked myself in the mirror, and I just kind of like raised my arm. All this was white.
Yeah.
Like, am I getting like tits? Like, where if I sit wrong, I'm not getting an even tan now?
Fascinating. First of all, I think, you're missing a couple things. And number one, what a compliment to your ability as an Italian to tan, that just after an hour and a half, you can see the areas clearly that didn't get sun. I mean, it is dominant, our ability to collect the rays. Now, secondly, the key here, guy, isn't you getting tits. It's that you're sitting in a way that you would never sit when you were younger. An old man fucking laying out in a chair. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? You either go full chase lounge or you're running around in the water. So my bigger question, were you with your family?
No, I was alone.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you're laying out alone, guy.
Well, here,
I was at West Palm this week. They had a beautiful pool. I looked out at it and I said, "Oh, I wish my family was with me so I could go hang out at the pool."
Here's my scenario.
All right.
I like to do what they call, you could call it multiple different things, but I call it grounding.
Okay.
Right? So when you travel, this is a little pro tip for everybody out there. When you travel, let's say you're going to LA, New York, LA, you're doing cross country. Mm-hmm. It could even be LA to Texas or whatever. What they say to combat jet lag is you take your shoes and socks off and you go down and you ground yourself with the earth. You put your feet into the grass, sand, whatever it might be, and this will acclimate your body to where you are. You know what I'm saying? Like the theory behind it is the energy from the earth is going through you and you're grounding yourself. It's like LA shit, right?
Right.
But I've done this before and it has helped because I get screwed up when I fly. The older I get, it takes 36, 48 hours for me to okay, we're in, so.
And so many places from California, freaking time changes on you as soon as you get out of town, man.
Yeah, as soon as you leave California, we're in a different time zone.
Yeah, shit.
So I checked in, I got in my bathing suit, and I went down to the ocean. And another thing with the ocean and me, I'm sorry, I get in the water, it's like medicine.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
As soon as I get in the ocean, I go underneath the water. I let it hit me. Oh my God. It's just revitalizing.
All right.
Then I lay out, right, to dry off. So in the dry off stage of the grounding,
right,
I noticed I get this white line. Now,
right,
when you're trying to lay out, get sun, dry off, what have you, and you're on a chair, a chaise lounge, is the technique you put that puppy flat, and do you put your arms over your head while you're on your back so you get underarm tan? Or do you keep them like this?
I do that. I do the 1950s mom laying out on my back, hands down by my side, palms out like that. I actually like to keep everything under as white as possible. So when you see me like pow, 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 when I twitch my arms, you're like, whoa, look how tan he is. So I didn't know you were grounding. I'll pull back on the on the reins. It's clear, you know. It's no different than a dude going down to go surfing or something. It's your way of getting rebalanced.
My way of connecting with the earth. Now, your method of tanning, I'm really not into because I tell you what, is another problem with the tanning down the side here. Do you ever get like tan white here and then on the back tan? So you got almost like a racing stripe going from your armpit down to your waist because you didn't tan properly. That happened to me too. Now I'm thinking to myself, the older you get, is your skin just not adapting to the sun? Because that never used to happen to me as a kid.
Yeah, man, I was in Florida last week. That theory ain't working with the 80-year-olds I saw down there. It was dark as shit. So, I mean, I don't know, man. You got the last time you went on vacation, your skin peeled. You know what I'm saying? So maybe your skin is like, you know, still it's not fully mature Italian skin yet. Again, it's still coming through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, could be the layer that peeled off.
You know what I've had happen, man? I've don't shave, lay out with Jackie, like hanging out on vacation, do a shave that night, not even a full shave, just trim it down. All white, fucking sun couldn't get through the beard, guy. Couldn't get through the beard.
Bro, that's a rookie mistake. You go down and tan, you go clean on the face, so you get full penetration. This way, you could grow the beard in now, and everything underneath is beautiful. You don't go down with a beard, man.
You're right. But looking back, it's like I kind of just thought, can't the rays just dance around the follicles? I mean, come on, man. Like if we laid out at the beach and then you went home and shaved your head, is your head going to be like a white cap?
White.
Wow.
White. Yeah.
Wow.
No, I
so how you home for a while now, or what, man?
I'm bouncing around for the next 2 weeks, and then I got the summer off. So yeah, we're doing some work here at the house, trying to remodel some stuff. Last night, I got to tell you, I came up here to watch. Got a couple recommendations, by the way. On Apple TV, it's a series, 8 episodes called We Crashed. It's about the company WeWork. It's that whole story. It's basically workspaces. This guy had workspaces all over the world where you could just go and use the space as your office.
Yeah, okay, I know those things. All right, that's what's cool.
Yeah, fascinating story. And I'm not a big superhero guy. Threw in the Batman.
Really?
Have you seen it?
Who's Batman in this one? I don't know by
what's the guy? The guy. What the hell's his name?
James Patterson. The one.
Not James.
I know who you're talking about.
The guy from Twilight.
Wow. No, I did not see that one.
He's excellent.
I'm in.
I'm not a car chase guy.
Right.
As soon as I see a car chase in a movie, I'm like, all right, how good could it be?
Right.
One of the best car chases I've ever seen in a movie. Number one.
Wow.
And on top of that, whispers are, from what I'm hearing, and I don't know if you're hearing this on your end, Top Gun Maverick coming out on Friday or in 2 weeks. One of the best movies, and this is best movies of all time. Now, blows Top Gun away. That's what I'm hearing.
We need this. We need this right now. This country needs this. We need a Tommy C. Top Gun. I just watched him the other night. I don't know if you ever saw this one. It's called Night and Day with him and Cameron Diaz. And he plays like a secret operative, but like, you know, just a cool, he's cool. The whole thing, he's just always cool guy. Like he lands, she's driving in a car and a motorcycle goes off a bridge next to the car. And when it goes off the bridge, all of a sudden there's no one on the motorcycle. And then all of a sudden he lands on the hood of the car, shades still on. And I don't know what her name is, but let's say it's Claire. And he goes, Claire, can you pull over? Just pull the car over. Like, just, you know, that kind of crazy way you wouldn't be that cool in that situation. Well, that wouldn't happen, but God, I'm loving to hear this about Top Gun, bro. Yes!
Do you think Tom Cruise in real life is this cool? Do you think he's cool as a person that's translating into the movie? Or do you think he's just cool in the movie and he's like a dork in real life? What's the take on that?
I got to be honest. I think there's a chance he's cooler. Like, he is as cool as he is in film, more so than BP might be in real life. Like, sometimes I get a little afraid. I meet BP and we go to get coffee and he asks for almond milk and I'm like, oh, here we go. May as well be hanging out with fucking Joaquin Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Whereas I think I hear that Tommy C is like he jumps rope before the scenes so that when he goes into the scene, he's like where he wants to be. They say he jumps rope. You know, I mean, just an intense guy. I know Jay Moore did Jerry Maguire with him, and he was like, sometimes in the audition, when you're doing the scene with him, he would stop and just start from the beginning again because maybe he didn't like how it was going. He wouldn't say, hold on, I'm going to start over, right, Jay? He would just go right back to the beginning, and Jay would go, and you'd have to know, he just went back to the beginning. I got to start over again. And he's just...
Oh, man. Bro, if that happened in the audition with me, I'd go, I'm out.
Before I audition for a Tom Cruise movie, I go, before I read for you, I just want you to know, I'll totally join Scientology if that's what it takes to get this shit. Okay, just let you know. I'm Pete Correale, no problem joining Scientology, and I'm reading for Ken.
Oh, God.
Small price to pay to be in a Tommy C movie.
Right? Jesus Christ.
So I'm looking forward to the day you tell me that you meet him, bro.
Oh, my God, man. It'd be nice to meet
Dude, did you see what he did at the premiere, by the way, for Top Gun?
No.
Did you see how he showed up?
No.
The premiere.
Don't tell me he came in a jet.
Better. It was in Southern California on an aircraft carrier. He landed alone, flying his own helicopter that said Top Gun on it, gets out in a suit.
Oh, what?
And then when it's over, he gets back and flies away. They probably landed 3 blocks away on the back of a flatbed truck, but it was like, you know, Berconi's fucking horse exit, you know? Berconi, I can't.
Biscotti. It's what the Bocelli.
I think he stole it from Bocelli. He was probably at one of them concerts once a year that you went to in the Cliff. And I said, I want to do this shit with a helicopter when Top Gun comes out.
Oh, man. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
God. Fun hanging, bro.
Fun hang. Listen, on the Patreon, just I know you posted something on Patreon this week that we got to get into. For those of you that aren't on the Patreon, let me just tease you a little bit with what you sent over. You washing your dog in the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Which I want to dive into on the next cast.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of chatter about it on the Patreon that I need to like iron some of this shit out.
Oh my God! You know, you just nothing. You can't do anything on there without on any video. People see stuff. You know.
We'll get into that. Got to thank everybody for listening to Pete and Sebastian Show. But those of you who do not know, we do have a Patreon page. $5 a month, you get an extra episode, behind the scenes, and show topics. We've been having a ball with it, so make sure you check it out. And that's it, bro. Good talking, and I'll see you this Wednesday for the Patreon.
All right, man. Great hanging.
All right, bro.
Oh, quick announcement too. I just want to thank everybody who came out to the West Palm Improv. I had a great time, and you guys were great audiences. And I want to thank as Sebastian said, everybody who signed up for Patreon, a lot of you I met said you did. It really means a lot to us. We're having a ball with it. And I got another date I just added, July 7th, 8th, and 9th, that weekend. The first weekend after 4th of July, I'm going back to Phoenix, man. Doing stand-up live in Phoenix. Looking forward to it and hope you guys can make it out. All right, great hang.